Welcome to Behind the Badge with your special guest, Lieutenant Williams, your news source for all things police in the city of Fond du Lac.
This is KFIZ Today, and it's a Friday. It's Behind the Badge, our weekly visit with the Fond du Lac Police Department, Lieutenant Ryan Williams. And you were off last week. I mean, you weren't off. At least you were off from this program, and you sent the three new officers. They graduated from the academy, and it was
three amigos, and they did a really good job. So I think they could just start filling in for me.
Well, whenever you're gone, I think the three. It does take three of them to fill your spot, though.
Yeah,
So
they
that
said
says a lot about you.
They said some really nice things. I had some proud dad moments with some of the stuff they said. So I was blushing, and I think I had a tear in my eye that they said nice things about me.
Well, it made my day. I know it made your day, and then you messaging me back saying that it made your day, made my day. So
I was glad it wasn't a joke, because that would have been a cruel joke with my emotions. I think I messaged you and I said, I don't even care if it's a joke, because it made me feel good.
It definitely did, and they're out now, right? I mean, this orientation was last week, so now they're on the streets. I know they got.
They're on their third day on the streets, all of them. So they all started on Monday field training. So they got a long road ahead, but yeah, just starting. All the kinks worked out, and out they go.
And speaking of new, we've got another guest in studio this week.
This one I'm very excited for. So we talk about that Lieutenant Williams is a very busy guy, right?
At least he says he is.
He says he is. I really do make that up. I don't really do any of the things.
We know you are.
But in order to kind of help me do my job better, so when you get a lot of assignments, you can be good at a lot of things. But if you cut those down, you can be great at those things. And one of the things that we want to be great is at recruitment and retention. So we actually posted a position for recruitment and retention specialist, and we had an internal process for it. And Cami Vandermolen won it, and we'll let Cami introduce herself. You've probably been on this radio before, I'm sure.
A long time ago, I
Long
think
time.
I was. Mm-hmm.
So we'll let Cami introduce herself and talk about her position and how she got here.
Go for it.
Hello.
Hi there.
So my name is Cami Vandermolen. I've been with the police department almost 16 years. And I started off on patrol, where I was a field training officer. And then I was in the schools right before Lieutenant Ryan Williams.
Another Sabish alumni.
Yes.
Hey, there we go. All right,
Alumni,
love it.
yes.
Salish Bears,
Once
baby.
they're always there, yes. And after that, I became a detective, which I've been doing for almost the last 6 years. So when the opportunity presented itself for this new position, recruitment and retention, I thought to myself, I really enjoyed my time as a field training officer and mentoring and connecting with those young new officers, and I thought this would be a great time to be able to get more of that, if you will.
Sure.
I guess touch more of them as far as mentoring and teaching and, helping, I guess, shape the future of, the department.
And in this day and age where it seems like everybody is struggling to hire people and or keep people, it's such an important role.
Yeah, very important. It's not just our department that's seeing those issues, but every department across the country, I think, is experiencing those issues. So it's really important right now more than ever to have somebody who's focused on not just recruiting those people, but keeping those people, especially when we invest so much in them as far as training and time and as human beings, we want to make sure that it's a place that they call home and that they stay for a long time.
And this obviously is going to make you feel happy, Lieutenant, not only to take some of that off of your plate, but we've talked about this on the show. You're trying to create a special culture, you and the others there, trying to create this special culture at the police department, which obviously helps recruit and retain people.
Yeah, we talk about that investment, and I think that there's more to that, because what we have is we have a young force right now. So we have a lot of people that, for lack of a better word, I feel like I'm a father to a lot of people right now.
Sure, yeah.
I'm a 24/7 dad, not just my own kids, but the kids at the police department. And with that, you have to make those personal investments in their lives. They need to have that point of contact, that go-to person when they have troubles. And sometimes, it's not even about police work, and that's okay. It could be about something to go to. I always give my dad's speeches. I tell them right when they start, don't go buy a new car, don't get a new tattoo, don't do all this stuff until you get off of probation. you know, and about half of them listen, you know.
Right.
They usually violate the tattoo rule, but
That's all right. They earned it.
but no, it's a different kind of investment, and it does. And like I said, I think I'm good at it, but I'm not great because it invests time. Time is the biggest thing. The best thing a parent can ever do is be there, right? Is be present. That's the best thing a parent can do. And we need to be present for these people. And with what I have in my job description, I can't always be there. So Cammie's gonna help me be present. I'm still gonna be doing that stuff. So she's gonna be doing most of the recruiting and retention stuff, but I'm still gonna be helping her. And I'm gonna be doing most of the training stuff, but she's still gonna be helping me with some of that. Because training is a big retention thing. Like, people will say, hey, what do you like about your department? Well, my department keeps me well trained. Like a training can also just be a break off the road, right, of the same thing. So police officers, you know, do the same thing over and over again, taking calls and stuff like that. And sometimes it's just to have it like a nice break. And a lot of times what you're doing in some sort of police training is something you can apply back on the road. So it can change up your game. So one training can change up the rest of that officer's life of doing things maybe a little bit different, a little bit safer, or something else. So it has residual effects.
That definitely makes sense. How's it been so far? Obviously, you've been in this a short period of time, but what's it been like so far? And what's a typical day or a typical week like for you?
Sure, well, I haven't officially transitioned yet.
Okay.
She's got cases and stuff to clear up.
Well, that's important as
Yeah.
a detective.
Yeah, but the little bit that I've done already with Ryan as far as being involved in possibly hiring processes or going up to Fox Valley Technical College and doing some recruitment has been just a blast. I've loved every minute of it. And I just want to add on to what Ryan said before about that proud sort of father sort of, I think when you get to the point that we are in our career, you know, you really see how important it is to be there for those younger officers coming up, how important it was for us. And I remember back when I was on patrol and I was sort of, I had kind of a motherly sort of like feel to my shift because I was sort of one of the older officers on shift and there were some, you know, young officers and I kind of naturally just sort of am nurturing and that type of thing. And then I became the head advisor for the Explorer program, which is a scouting program for young kids who are interested in law enforcement. And it's awesome because some of those explorers are now officers at the police department. And I know exactly what Ryan's talking about because it gives you this feeling like of just being so proud of their accomplishments and seeing what the future, you know, has in store for them. It's just really incredible. So it's a great feeling to kind of give back in that role. So I guess we're gonna be the mom and dad.
Yeah. And we do work well together. We've done some recruiting things together, and sometimes it's nice to have a refreshing perspective because I have like a really hardcore training in like most of the police related things, but Cammie comes from that detective, so she's got training in areas that I don't have, and approachability. Sometimes like I'm not always the most approachable. I'm trying to work on that. When people get to know me, I obviously break through those barriers, but it does take me a while. Cammie is probably one of the most approachable people I've ever met in my life, so we definitely aren't going to have any problems with that. But together, I think we make a very formidable team, and I think we'll be doing a really good job at what we need to do.
Fond du Lac Police Department, definitely very fortunate to have both of you. I can say that just from talking with both of you. So yes, you kind of talked about being the mom and dad now, the mentors to the mentees. When you guys look back on your career, when you were younger, for somebody that sticks out in your mind that you really looked up to or was instrumental in shaping you into the officer or the police person that you are.
I think there's always people, the one that when I first got on, there was I think it was a captain at the time, Mike Frank, that I really respected, and he was a guy that would always be on your side until you gave him a reason not to be on your side. But he was able to have those courageous conversations with you, but just someone that you felt like he was in your corner, and he would do the right thing. If you did messed up or whatever, he would handle it accordingly. But he wouldn't take it personally. He would kind of nurture you to get to that point. I've also had people like in my life where I'm like, just like someone that was raised by parents that didn't do the right thing, where you're like, I would probably do that differently. And honestly, that's just as good a lesson, because now I have that opportunity of, okay, you're all talk, how would you do it differently? Well, show me. And now I'm showing people how I would do it differently. And so everyone has that. You have positive and negative role models in your life. And I just remember early on as a young officer, I really did look up to Mike Frank and how he ran shifts, and I still see him from now and again. He's grown his hair out long. He's kind of like a hippie riding a motorcycle, but
It's gonna be you in
still
20 years.
still very approachable, really nice guy.
What about you,
Who's yours?
Carrie?
I've had a lot of, I think, people that I've really looked up to and taken a lot of advice from through the years. And I would agree with that. I mean, I can't say that there's probably, you know, I would say probably Ben Colin was a huge role model for me. Ryan was a huge role model for me, hugely inspirational. His attitude is always just amazing. So I take that from him. But my current supervisor before I switched to Ryan is Lieutenant Matt Bobo. He's a phenomenal supervisor as well. He's really done a lot to mentor me and encourage me along the way. So.
And we have this wave of, I'm not going to call me younger, but there's ones younger than I am, but you know, still younger supervisors that have taken on the ranks of like being first line supervisors, and it's really created a really good culture where we're kind of changing how we used to do things up to how we wanted things to be. Like, so we have some officers that have some years, you know, like 10 or so, at least 10 or so years under it, and they're like, well, this is how it could be. Like, this isn't always how it was, but this is how it could be. And we're really toying around with that. We're experimenting with that, and we've really had great results. We've made just our normal interactions with officers meaningful, and I feel like we're more approachable now, and we care. We care about our employees. We take time out of our lives to do stuff for their lives, and that does not go without showing. And what you hopefully build from that is a base of loyal employees that will do anything for you, and because you're showing that you would do anything for them. And it really is a good culture switch. I'm not saying that we didn't always have some essence of that, but I feel like we're all in now, and it's basically following the chief's message. That's how he approaches things, and it just reciprocates down. And we have enough young supervisors now with still enough experience that we're able to get that message out, I think, further than we have ever had before.
Cammy, we know Lieutenant is he's great at making videos. So are we should expect to see you in a starring role?
We already got one out.
Oh, we do.
We did, yeah. We did a little video together. It was a lot of fun. I think that Ryan has got a lot more experience making the videos and being on camera than I do. I'm sure that it'll be something that I grow to be comfortable with. It's still a little out of my comfort zone, but definitely excited about making them. I also wanted to say, I can't believe I forgot to mention my sister as a mentor.
Oh, yeah.
I have an identical twin sister who's in law enforcement, and I just wanted to say, give her a shout out. She's a
Absolutely.
detective at the sheriff's office. So, Mickey Fink, and she's been a huge mentor and inspiration. So I was just like, I can't believe I forgot to say that. So better add that, or
Yeah.
you know,
Yes, you'll get in
Thanksgiving will be
trouble.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Could be a little weird here in a
She
couple
won't bring
weeks.
dessert this year.
For our listeners, if you want to see Cammy's work, it's on YouTube and it's also on our Facebook page. We do a tribute to the movie Step Brothers, so
Oh, fun.
as an introduction, I think it was a fun little skit that we did. So
Great. Is that it for this week?
that's it. We have another process that we'll be able to get the results, and maybe we'll get some more people in front of you soon here. It went on this week, and then obviously it takes a while to get further on in the Chiefs interviews and stuff will be going on next week. And then, we've got another new hire starting in mid-November already, so they keep coming
We
in.
do, yeah.
Keep coming in, we need them. That's all I got.
Awesome. Great. Cammy, great to meet you. I'm sure we'll be seeing you
It
again.
was nice meeting you too.
This is Behind the Badge, KFIZ Today.